Looting and rioting were prevalent as part of the protest against the unjust killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis on May 25th, 2020. Take a look. It is unlikely that many of the looted businesses will want to return to start over in these cities. Democrat-controlled cities such as Minneapolis, Philadelphia, Chicago, New York, Seattle, Charlotte, Portland, Atlanta, and others will now proceed to decline economically. Why risk investing in a city that will not protect the safety of a business's property and its employees? Local government has a basic duty to protect its citizens and their property. What good is government if it will not ensure the safety of its citizens? When local government refuses to protect the security of its people and their property, the people have only one recourse: to protect themselves and their property. It seems that this is where we are in the United States today, particularly in Democrat-controlled states and cities. This contract between government and its citizens should never be broken. When it is broken, the only result that can be expected is a complete breakdown in civil society. Democrat-controlled cities and states have abandoned these duties when it comes to looters, violent protesters, and non-peaceful demonstrators. Democrats state that protests do not have to be peaceful. Here is a liberal media anchor who is a lawyer stating that protests do not have to be peaceful.
Please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Democrat city and state officials have forgotten what the First Amendment states, and I'll quote part of it. Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Assembly must be peaceful. Protest and speech during protests must be peaceful. Violence, looting, rioting are not protected activities under the First Amendment. They are crimes. Democrat officials have abandoned their duties to protect not only the safety of the public from violence, looters, and rioters, but also the safety of the public from communicable disease. Democrat government officials have determined that following the Wuhan virus guidelines of social distancing and wearing masks do not apply when protesting, rioting, and looting in Democrat-controlled cities. That is right. You can, with the support of Democrat officials, freely abandon any Wuhan virus precautions and infect both fellow rioters, looters, and the rest of a city's population. This is an intentional refusal to honor the duty to ensure the public health safety of the citizens of the states and cities. What purpose does government serve when this is allowed to happen? The answer is simple: none. Compounding these issues is the Democrat local government officials giving the looters, rioters, and non-adhering Wuhan virus guideline protesters dispensation from the need to follow the rule of law or to be subject to penalties for breaking law. They have allowed looters and anarchists to ply their trades of arson, theft, and destruction throughout Democrat-controlled cities without any penalties. Citizens elect state and city government leaders because they promise that they will faithfully execute their duties. The duty to protect its citizens, to protect property, both personal and business, and to protect the health of citizens is the foundation of any contract between government and its citizens. When Democrat-controlled city officials abandon their duties, business owners can have no faith that these city officials will ever ensure the protection of their investments in both people and property. This makes the risk of continuing investment in these cities too high to continue doing business in these cities. This will result in the loss of tax revenue for cities and the loss of opportunities in the form of jobs and the ability of citizens to continue to acquire food, goods, and services. Why would a company locate a factory, a store, or a dealership in a city when the city has demonstrated that they will not honor their duty to protect the property or the citizens of the city? They will not. The risk is too high. From this point on, these cities will become more economically depressed. Both citizens and businesses will migrate out. The only way to fix it is to elect new politicians who will responsibly represent their cities and states. So stop listening to the lies of corrupt and inept politicians. Take back your cities and states. Well, I hope this helps. Have a good day. Thank you.